Buried in cuneiform, the Sumerians described a gate between twin mountains that no human could enter, and named what was standing guard. In 1872, a self-taught engraver at the British Museum pieced together broken tablets from Nineveh and read that description for the first time in modern history. What he found wasn't vague myth. It was precise, operational, and what the tablets actually record has never been fully explained. George Smith wasn't a scholar in the usual sense. He started as an engraver, spending long days copying the fine lines of banknotes and illustrations. At night, he taught himself to read cuneiform, working through scraps of Akkadian and Sumerian while most of London slept. No university training, no formal degree, just determination and a knack for detail. That knack is what got him in the door at the British Museum, first as a volunteer, then as a junior assistant. The real job? Sorting tens of thousands of broken tablets from Nineveh, 30,000 fragments, some barely bigger than a thumb. Most people saw a pile of dust and clay. Smith saw patterns. He matched edges, traced signs, and copied every fragment by hand. In November 1872, deep in the museum's back rooms, he found a cluster of lines that didn't fit the usual myths. He recognized the passage, pieced it together, and read it aloud for the first time in 2,000 years. 4 years later, his translations and drawings appeared in print as the Chaldean account of Genesis. That book locked the discovery into the record. Not a legend, not rumor, a recovered text, precise and stubbornly real. The room changed after that. The first real map of this boundary didn't come from legend. It came from hymns, lines pressed into clay at Nippur, carried out of the ground by the University of Pennsylvania team in 1889. Those tablets describe the world as the Sumerians saw it, with fixed edges, not open horizons. At the edge stands Mashu, not a single peak, but twin mountains. Their summits touch the sky, their roots, the texts say, reach into the darkness below. This is where the sun begins and ends its journey. Utu, the sun god, isn't just a symbol or a hero in these hymns. He's a traveler on a set route. Every morning, Utu rises from an underground chamber, slips between the mountains, and climbs into the sky. Evening comes, and he descends again, back beneath Mashu, into the night. The tablets from Nippur don't just tell a story, they lay out a geography. The world has a border. The gate sits at its edge. The gate stands between the twin mountains, not as a backdrop, but as the mechanism that controls the sun's path. The texts don't paint it in grand, poetic colors. They describe its function. The gate opens. The gate closes. The sun passes through. Each morning, the barrier is unlocked to release the sun into the sky. Each evening, it shuts behind him. The journey beneath the earth is not a vague ordeal. It's measured. 12 double hours, 24 segments, each one counted. The darkness along this road is not just deep. It is complete. The tablets use the same words found in records for counting barley or opening storerooms. There's no hint of drama, just procedure. The gate is not a symbol. It is a line drawn and enforced. No human crosses. Only the sun is permitted. The whole system runs on routine: open, close, repeat. What lies beyond is not left to imagination. It is kept out by rule. The guardians at the gate have a name. The tablets don't leave it vague or poetic. They call them Gerdablulu. Break it down, and the meaning is right there. Scorpion, man. Not a metaphor, not a symbol. The texts describe them as hybrids. Human head, shoulders, arms, but the body and tail of a scorpion. You find the same form carved into cylinder seals from early dynastic Ur, around 2900 BCE. That's nearly 1,000 years before the epic lines about Gilgamesh were pressed into clay. The visual record comes first, long before any story. These aren't one-off monsters drawn for effect. They show up again and again, always with the same features, always at the threshold. The tablets are clear. The Girdabulus stand in pairs, stationed at the Twin Mountains. One couple at sunrise, one at sunset. Their job is to guard the line no human crosses. The record is concrete. The guardians are named, drawn, and placed. What stands at the gate is not left to the imagination. Every morning, the Girdabulus open the doors at the edge of the world. This isn't a ritual, it's a job. The tablets don't call them monsters or paint them as symbols. They say, plainly, these guardians unlock the gate for Utu, the sun god, as he begins his daily climb. At night, when the sun returns, the same hands close the doors behind him. The language is cold and exact. The record says their terror is awesome. Their glance is death, not a threat, not a warning, just a fact. The text leaves no room for negotiation or cleverness. Anything not built to withstand that terror is finished before it starts. The presence of the Girdabulus isn't for show. They enforce the rule. The gate opens for the sun. It closes for everything else. The question hangs in the air. If their glance is death, who, if anyone, could ever stand before them and survive? Gilgamesh arrives at the gate, not as a wandering hero, but as something the record treats differently. The text spells it out, 2/3 divine, 1/3 human. Not a boast, not a legend, just a line in cuneiform, pressed into clay. The scorpion man at the threshold doesn't ask questions. He sees Gilgamesh and knows immediately. This is not a mortal. The words are direct. No mortal born of a woman has ever crossed this gate. No one fully human has ever stood at this line and survived the glance of the guardian. That's not a metaphor. The record doesn't allow for exceptions. Only Gilgamesh, with his mixed blood, can even approach. The scorpion man doesn't challenge him with riddles or threats. He recognizes what stands in front of him. Someone who can cross the boundary without being destroyed on the spot. This is not a negotiation. It's an acknowledgement. The gate is closed to mortals, period. But Gilgamesh is not fully mortal. The confrontation is silent, precise. The way is barred for all others. Gilgamesh stands alone at the line. The passage waits. 12 double hours, that's the measure. The record doesn't let you forget it. Gilgamesh steps into the tunnel. At the first double hour, darkness closes in. Total, absolute. No flicker, no outline of his own hand. He keeps moving. By the fourth double hour, the text says he can't see ahead or behind. Not a footstep. Not the shape of the tunnel walls. Just blackness, thick as stone. He walks by memory, not by sight. Time crawls. The lines don't fill in the gaps. They count. 5, 6, 7. Each double hour ticks by, unchanging. At the 11th double hour, something shifts. The first hint of light appears, just enough to break the hold of the dark, not enough to see the way out. One more double hour. He steps forward. The tunnel ends. He stands in a garden, trees, life, air, and behind him, the sun rises. That's the claim. Only Utu, the sun god, is said to make this journey and emerge. No one else. No human has ever crossed this road and come out the other side, except Gilgamesh. The tablets never say who built the gate. They never tell you who gave the order to post scorpion men at the threshold, or why. The scribe wrote down the rules, the names, the hours of darkness. He measured the journey, counted every step, and described the guardians in detail, but not what makes the road itself impassable to humans. Not what happens if you try. The record is exact about the gate, the creatures, the darkness, and the one partial exception. That precision leaves the silence sharper. The text draws the line, but never explains what waits on the other side, or what the gate was meant to keep out. You can still read the gate's warning, line by line, in the same script that recorded barley shipments and tax rolls. It's all there. Names, functions, rules. Routine, not legend. So, myth or memory? Drop your take below, check the next video, and hit subscribe if you want more like this.